I hope you're doing well. So now on internet, so much is really happening, and I don't know whether you are aware about the latest NDIEMO. NDIEMO has just rejected becoming the Vice Chancellor of Nairobi University, right? So if you know him, you know him, of course. The picture is actually online everywhere. And so the pressure is increase or decrease. So creasing, of course. Now, Tuko News came up with a picture and somebody placed it on TikTok. So if you can actually access TikTok, you'll see what people are saying about this, and they're up to task saying they have squandered everything in Nairobi University. So how do they expect NDIEMO to become the vice chancellor anyway? So what are your feelings about this? Our institution of higher learning, when money has been squandered, when money has been squandered in the university, do you agree to become the vice chancellor? However lucrative the position looks, yeah. So that is the speculation number one. Number two, and that is what came up yesterday. And NDIEMO rejected the position of Vice Chancellor Nairobi University because the process itself was porous, right? The process of coming up with the Vice Chancellor of the university was porous with the, not so straight processes going through the vetting process and all that. And NDIEMO was like, no. So I really think this is, if it's genuine, this is something many people should take. Yeah. Yeah, so rejecting bullshit is the right thing we can ever do. If somebody appoints you and you think the institution is not worth, rejection is the way. You are elected and you think you didn't receive a just process, rejection is the process. And by the way, before you just go far, you remember Eric Wainaina. Of course, was the vice chancellor of Kenyatta University before having not scandals actually, but differences with the previous regime. So Kenyatta, as the president in the previous regime, of course, forced him out of Kenyatta University, and luckily the court has ruled that he goes back. So those are matters university. Remember last year, we had so many problems with universities, especially University of Eldoret. Not Eldoret, but Moi University. Yeah? Closing at some point because things could not just work. Yeah? So can you imagine the institution of higher learning running down just because people have decided to go the wrong way? Yeah, so if you know, you know. So that's how things are teeing in our country, Kenya. And you actually see the leader standing and saying everything is right. The president is doing everything they can. We are going up, we made promises and everything is right. So what do you think about this? Because actually, when the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, are affected, before we go to development and planning, infrastructure, transport, sports, and those other areas like security, man, we are not doing well. I'm smiling, but what can you do? Should I cry? Should I cry for what is happening? Yeah, and my concern again. In Kenya, it seems sometimes frustration of postgraduates is on the highest level. You take a postgraduate, of course, you are sacrificing, you're using the little money you have, you want to go upwards because like promotions are not there, especially TSC is one of the frustrating institutions in Kenya. So you decide that let me go upwards by merit, maybe take further studies. Unfortunately, as you go to school, you do, classwork, you finish within 2 years. Hey, come to research. Man, there are very few people actually who can tell you they graduated within 3 years because you finish classwork in 2 years. But when it comes to the proposal, you start with the conceptual the concept, then you go to the proposal. Then now it becomes a project or a thesis. Man, it's not easy. It gives you hell of time. Sometimes supervisors just playing hard. Sometimes, taking it slow. And when you now move, they say you are taking them fast and all that. Rejection, the follow-ups are not there. And once you finish again, you think it's up. But then just placing the marks for the project or thesis, each. You come to the process of now you applied for graduation, waiting for it. Again, another hitch. Man, what's happening? Yeah, so I just hope that our institutions improve because whatever is happening is hell.